Shadowblade here with another episode of Factorio, playing with Bob's and Angel's mods. When last we left, we had talked about getting some train action going, which we are gonna do. Oh, let me get my stinking research going. And what I'd like to do is this here. I'm making a big kind of long rail right here. I talked a little bit about Farl, and we will be using that, but I thought to start, we should have a place where we could offload all of our goods. And to do that, if you look at our kind of here, this might be easier. If you look at our map here, this is our sorting. This will eventually extend further because of some of the other stuff we do with our sorting, the flotation cells and whatnot. So I put this like a little you can kind of see it. Where did I put it? Is it under? Oh. Might actually be underneath the rail here. Oh no, I'd put it here, but apparently I picked it up or something. But basically, this will be kind of our rail out of the depot. But what I wanted to do was build something so that, because we have these giant, where are they? Warehouses that we can build, we don't actually need to separate our stops based on like what ore they're carrying and whatnot. We can just dump all the ores into these big warehouses and then use loaders with specific output signals to take the ores to whichever sorting, smelting dealio we need. So, with that in mind, I want to make 3 of these. I'd like to have like 3 stops initially. We need some stone brick. We need a lot more steel plate. Luckily, we make steel plate over here. There we go, steel plate. And our inventory is getting a little full. We're going to have to deal with that in a minute. But, you can see here our iron has stopped to nothing, right? We got tons of copper, like tons of it, but we don't have a lot of iron. And that's a problem. So we got tons of slag in here. We've got some lead and tin, or lead and nickel in here. Silicon and tin in here. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. We've actually stopped production over here. Why? Are we actually full on it over here? I think we are. We are. Alright. So we may have to do something there, but I mean, it's all good. If we don't need it, we don't need it. Oh, and what else do we need? Stone brick? Yeah. We've got loads of this stuff too. Like look at all this crushed stone we haven't even used up yet, because this thing got full. So let's just take some stone brick and let's make some more of these. So to start with, we'll have 3 of these warehouses that we unload into. And I think what I'd like to do is kind of take the midpoint between each of these guys. And for now, we'll just use this as kind of a just like a blueprint, as it were. Here, if we stand at the bottom of this and go here. I guess we should do this. If we stand at the top of this one. Okay. I guess we should do this here. If we go like, no. Well, yeah, if we go like this, and then we don't touch our mouse, and we keep it here. This should go right above us. There we go. So that's fairly close. So these will be kind of like our depots as they were, which means we can kind of put in here a little bit of space here. Like so. What do I do? 2 rails space? Okay. 1, 2. Huh. Thank you. All right. So, and then what we want is we're going to want, where are our stops? Train stops right here. And like so. And this will be offload. And we'll leave that. And I think what we can do is like this. Yep, train stop offload. And we're going to make all 3 of these guys the same stop. And I'll show you why in a minute. But, and then basically they'll offload like over here. Because what we're going to want is, where's my trains? We're going to want this. We're going to want a double head train with 4 cargo wagons. So these guys will offload here, dump it into here, and then they will go on their merry. And what we'll do is we will, let's see, 2 more, 2, oh, 1 more, oh, oh, like so, oh, like so. There we go. These guys will enter and leave depending on which way they need to go. So let's do the same. How far did we come out? About to here. Huh. Huh. And the thing is, we have enough space in between where we could double this up and put extra of these things lined up, or we could offload the trains on both sides going up to different things. I mean, it gives us a lot of options. So, here, yep, huh. And here, huh. And there we go. Now, we got to signal these bad boys whenever you go, this is rule of thumb. Okay. Modules. Nice. That's a whole nother mess. And it kind of matters since we're going to be kind of left-hand side of the rail, and that will matter momentarily. But basically, when you're going into an intersection, one chain signal, right? When you're coming out of an intersection, let's actually put these guys here. When you're coming out of an intersection, so this one goes like here. We're coming out of an intersection. We want a regular one. Boom. Okay. And I'm just kind of realizing this is probably not smart to have a single track when everything else in our thing is going to be a double track. But it's all right. We'll make it work. So same kind of deal here. We're going to be coming out of that. So, boom, like so. And then what we can do here is we can go mirror these guys here. Huh, huh. And it's showing some red stuff because we haven't finished over here. So here and here. Oh. And then we need, let's see, let's go here. Oh, modular armor. Nice. And here. And then here and here. Like so. That should mirror. Out and out, in and in. There we go. And so, basically, if we have train on the track here, it'll stop this one from leaving. If we have one up here, this one can leave if it goes this way, right? So, cool beans. And then it won't let anything this way, but it will let it go out this way. So we're good. So signals are set for leaving this place, right? And then up here is where kind of our double lane will probably branch off, or we'll get back into it, right? So if we do something like this, and then we'd have something like this. And then we'd have another one of these. Oh, no, need to track. Something like this, and this. There we go. And lights for good measure. Let's put there. And we should probably get this guy going. Thank you, modular armor. Some of this stuff is poop and we don't really need it, but whatever. I'm just gonna put some power up along this area. Along these tracks here. There we go. That'll actually power it. We'll go ahead and put some. All this modular armor is going to go really fast. We'll go ahead and put our. That's too many lights. Keep things somewhat lit up. Beauty. All right. So this would be here, and then what we would do is we would split this off here. So this action would like swing around this way. And come around, and what we would probably want here All right, so this gives us enough space here for each of our dudes. So what we're going to want, like up this way, is a... Let's get our termites. Oops. Blow up that rock. We're going to want a bit of a holding cell, which I happen to have some blueprints for, if I remember right. That's a T-rail. Did I get rid of those? Parking. Here we are. I think we'll want the straight one. Yep, yep. Yep, I think that's perfect. We don't need that. Go, minions! Portable solar power, sweet. Build my rail dream here. Let's see. So, where? Oh, there we go. So we've got a chain coming into all this crap. Yep. We've got this leaving all this crap. Yep. Uh-oh. We're running out of nanobots here. I can see it. No, not enough. Where are they? Right here. Make me some nanobots. There we go. Oh, do we have enough? Yes, we do. There we go. So what this is that basically when there's a train, it'll come, and if there's a train parked here, it won't let it go into this one, but it can come down into some of these other ones, and like here, it's fine. It's very nice. And then these guys will be determinant on whether or not these trains can enter into our little station here. So, whoops, we do want this. Huh. And I think what we'll do is we'll have this little, we'll have a line like this coming through. Oops. And then we'll connect these guys up. Like so. Cool beans. So our chain signals are here. They're all red because there's that one train down there, but if we put a guy here, whoop, and we put a guy here, huh, and then a guy down here, huh. See, these are green, and now these guys should be blue. Yeah. And what'll happen is, and we can kind of just show this. Let's put a train here, a train here. Are you guys facing the right ways? Yeah. If we give them a little bit of fuel, and give you some fuel, huh. And we're going to tell them to go to offload till inventory's full, right? Whatever. All right, and we'll do the same with this guy. Go to offload, inventory full. And since all of these guys are named offload, well, one of those guys is already full up. Thank you. Appreciate your help there. So when we automate these guys, that guy's going to go through to that one. This way we'll go like, oh, that one's not that's taken, but oh, I can go to this one. Huh. Well, now all of them are taken, right? So now, well, what about this guy? Oh no, I want to go to offload as well, right? So we'll go like this, but he'll stop there, right? Until one of these guys opens up. So if we take this guy off, huh, now this is open. He'll come down here and huh. So we got kind of like a parking lot for 6 trains here, and we've got 3 open offload spots, which we can do this type of deal. I've left enough space, it looks like, to do it, you know, put a second one in, so we can effectively double this. And then we'll make this go in here. Now, what we can do is if we need to bypass this, we'll keep this going down this way and maybe hook it back up and make this a double again if we ever need to go south. For now, we're not really needing to go south, so we'll just do this and it will be awesome. And so they'll offload here, they'll put them into these big old warehouses. The warehouses will spit the ore out based on what kind of ore is in them and take them to the right place. Make sense? And what we can even do is have them just spit them all out into a kind of a central warehouse area and then split it up that way. So like combine all of these into a single warehouse that will then just spit them out to where they need to go. So like kind of a central sorting warehouse for all of these, which might work, might be prudent. We'll just have to see what kind of problems we have there with that kind of stuff. But so now that we've got all this kind of set up, now we can worry about getting all the ores and stuff over here. How much time do we have? We still got a little bit of time left. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to dump this on here. I'm going to put in all of our stuff. Big poles. Yep. We might run out of poles. Let's make some more big electric poles. There we go. There we go. And then we can jump into this guy. Let's give him this coke. We don't want the bulldozing, so we've got this going. I've already loaded in the blueprint that I want in there. And then all we got to do is kind of take a look at our route here. And I think what we'll do is we'll go up straight up to this, and then we'll kind of turn this way and head over this way and then down. And make kind of that be our route at the moment. So I'm going to hit start. Oh, and it's going to start laying track and stuff, and it will eat through these trees and put them into our cargo wagon instead. In fact, I'm going to put another cargo wagon on there so we don't fill up. Oh, nice. We just barely missed that deal. And now that we are kind of here, I'm going to want to turn. So we're going to... There we go. And straighten off, and we'll start going this way. Now I'm seeing some biter bases up here, so we're going to want to be a little bit careful. We're going to go right next to one of them. Right up there, I can see some of them moving. Oh, out of rail signal. So you can see here, it makes like a little ghost image of it. We need a bunch of these guys. So let's go ahead and make some of those. It doesn't stop it, but it lets us know. And then it will throw it in there. And then we can keep going. Are we? Oh. We need to put it into our actual cargo wagon. What are we out of? Oh, those circuits. Let me give us one here. Where'd it go? Oh, rail signal. There we go. And so we can kind of see up here with our map too, where we're going. And we're just coming along here. Eating up some of these trees, and then I think, right, let's see, where are we at? Yeah, right about here is where we're going to want to turn. And you want to take these corners kind of slow, or else you'll get all kinds of weird, like, squirrely cues and whatnot. And again, we're just going to go through here. Looks like we're out of signals again. That's okay. Out of signal. It'll place these ghost images out of big electric poles now. But we can always come back. And then I think right here is kind of where we'll stop. Because we'll want to go back there. Armor crafting 3. Cool. So now what we can do is we can start kind of making our way to where we want to get some of these ores and stuff. So like right here, we know we're going to want a path going over this way, but rather than do it with the farl, which we can do, there's some other things that I think I'd rather use. Look at the size of that thing. We're really going to want that. And luckily, we're fairly close to where our base kind of ended. Because we're out of all of our nanobot stuffs. And we're going to want to get some more. And they happen to be like right over here, which is sweet. Okay. We're right over here, correct? Yeah, let's just grab all these. And then, what were we out of? We were out of rail signals and big electric poles. And potentially lights fairly quickly. So, we'll come back up here to our little mall area. And we'll snag big electric poles. And rail signals. How are we doing on... We're almost out of rail too, so... Let's go ahead and fill up on rail. Oh, and lights. And then... we are just about ready to start setting up our little mining spots over here with all these other ores and coolness, which is good. So, One thing that's kind of nifty that we could theoretically try is normally I would just set up, yeah. Did you? Oh, you stink. It put 2 of those things. Yep. I love these termite things. They make clearing out trees around this stuff so simple. Normally I would have a train stop for each one of these things, but since we're not actually going to be separating our ores for the train stops, we don't necessarily have to separate them for the trains that we take either. I mean, we could kind of do that by saying, okay, we're going to load bobmonium into 2 of the cargo wagons and sapphirite into some of the other things, but we don't necessarily have to. We could just dump it all as it comes. However, since I know we're going to need a heck of a lot more sapphirite than anything else, especially early here, I think I will just set up a single stop for the sapphirite here, and then maybe we'll do a double stop for like this rubite and bobmonium. And I'm just going to clear out all of these trees because I don't want anything getting in the way of my blueprint, which now that I think about it, I think it was right hand side, so I'm going to have to alter it anyways, but it's okay. But so what we have here is this T-junction, and you can see it fits just perfectly onto these guys. And will that be okay if we just put them right here? Yeah, I think that'll work fine. So I'm just going to line it up right on this guy here. Plop it down. Yeah. Left hand side. Yeah, so these signals are all kind of incorrect. So I'm going to pull the signals out. I'll have to redo this. It's not wrong per se. It's just wrong for the type of... It's wrong for the type of setup that we have. Because we have a left-sided train network, right? We have like a regular one of these guys. We had a rail chain signaler here, but well, that's if you're on the right-hand side going this way, going into the nasty, right? So, since we aren't that, we're left-handed side. We're going to put our chain signals like so, and here, coming in, left-hand side. And the reason I go left-hand side, you can do either. It's your choice. I like left-hand side because it puts all the signals inside the 2 tracks. Right-hand side, they're on the outsides of the tracks. And I just feel like it's a little bit more elegant, I guess, might be the word. All right, let's go like this, and we want one more chain signal going into this mess like this here. And then we can put coming out of it here, and coming out of it here, and coming out of it over here. And there you go. Now you can do a bunch of stuff in the center here too to avoid collisions or make things a little bit speedier and that sort of thing. And it's basically the same type of deal. I'll show you on this one just to show. Fluid wagons, sure. You know what? Are these? Yeah. Let's go ahead and get that one going. So basically, if we take our chain signals, if you remember the rule, if you're going into an intersection, you put down a chain signal, right? So here we have a chain signal going into an intersection. Well, now we're going to go into another intersection, so we put another chain signal down, right? And then we're going to come into potentially another intersection, but we're not here, so that's fine. Chain signal here. We're going to an intersection, potentially going into another intersection here, so chain signal. Coming through here into this intersection, potentially into this intersection as well, and then potentially into this intersection here. So we're putting in all of these chain signals there. Is that everything? We don't have the option of this one. We do have it for this one. Yeah. So you can see it gets kind of messy, especially in these gears here. We're coming in here, so we could potentially put one there, coming into this one. And you can see how it kind of mirrors each other. Basically, you got chain signal, right? Chain signal. This one would be, I guess, closer to here if we wanted to mirror it. Chain signal. Boom. Okay. Well, then we're going to do the same thing with our exits. So if we're exiting here, we're coming in here, we're exiting here and here. Right? Is this? Did I mess this up? I don't know. This is why I don't like to do all the inside stuff, because it gets really confusing. Okay, coming down this track, entering here. There, that's fine. Coming down this track, entering here, there, that's fine. Coming up this track, entering here. Yeah, so if we have like cargo wagons. This won't allow this to go through because this is in here. If we have one here, should be able to go through like this because this one's like not in the way, but it is. As I said, all of this other stuff in the center just gets things really kind of crazy. And I don't dig the crazy. So with here, if you have these guys in here, basically if anything is in here at any point, you can see here where we enter, red, red, red. Nothing will be able to go into this intersection if anything is in this mess. Now, potentially, you could have it continue to go this way, right? Because it's fine. It's still there. But to do that, you'd need something like this here and then this here. And even still, it won't let you go through to this point. Maybe if it was closer, yeah. See, it just won't do it. I'm sure there's ways to make these a bit more efficient, but this seems to work for me fine, right? It just makes this whole mess unpassable if anything else is in it, and so it reduces collisions. But I realize I've been going on for like 10 minutes on this one stinking little T-junction here. So what we'll do is we'll end up, we're left-hand side, yes. We'll end up bringing up our train up this way. Most likely. What would be best? Actually, this one would probably be best to come over this way. Because we'll have them coming down like this. And then what we could do for now, because we don't really need this, well, we kind of need this, but I don't know. I'll think about this, how I want to lay out this train station, and then in the next episode, I'll come back and I will build the train station, and I'll show you kind of how I do those. We actually are going to use some circuitry to make them a bit smarter than the average train station. But that'll have to wait till next time. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, tap on the like button. It helps me out and helps out the channel. And if you really enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe for more content. But until next time, I have been Shadowblade. You guys stay sharp